Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and I hope you guys are doing well, safe wherever you are. Today we are going to talk a little bit about this lens. This is a Panasonic Lumix 14-28 f4 to f5.6 L mount camera system lens, which is a full frame, a wide angle, and as well as a macro lens. So let's do a little bit of testing with this lens and see what it actually comes with. First and foremost thing that I should actually tell about this lens is that I'm actually using a CP polarizing filter on it for some specific use case. There's a UV filter and as well as a polarizer filter, so that may affect the quality of the overall picture what you're looking right now. I'm gonna remove that and show you how it actually looks without that polarizing filter in front of it. And the whole purpose of this video is just to kind of talk a little bit about the AF functionality and what all things come with it. So it is pretty much a standalone lens. That means it has that focal length from 14-28. It has that manual and as well as autofocus button. That's it. That's the only layout that this lens has, nothing specific. But these Lumix cameras have that capability. When you spin around, the manual focus ring automatically talks with the camera and gives you all that measurements which are needed for the camera to show up on the frame. So that will help you when you're manually doing autofocus. But regardless of that, this is how it looks. Now this is the 14mm focal length. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit one by one and you'll get the overall clarity as to how it looks. Now this is a 15mm focal length, a little bit close. That's a 14, this is 15, and once I zoom in, this is like 16mm. So quite a big jump, right, from 14 to 16. So this is the 16mm, this is the 17, 18, 19, this is 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So this is the most kind of the closest or the most zoom in it can go, 28mm. The drawback of this lens is of course that it's not a fixed aperture, so you lose a lot of light when you kind of change around the focal length. And 14mm is somewhat pretty much wide in my opinion for a full frame camera, but it's actually usable for many use cases, like someone who's doing like a real estate photography or landscape. This actually comes in pretty well. And the autofocus is pretty much good with this Lumix S5. As you see, it is able to continuously get the focus around me, and I'm actually using the face tracking, or at least like single tracking object kind of autofocusing system. So it's kind of continuously doing the AF without me need to worry about the AF. You can see it's actually working pretty well. Now, as I said, this is actually having a CP filter in front of it. I'm gonna remove that and I'll show you how exactly it looks. Now, for sure, I can definitely say that this polarizing filter is doing something which is actually changing a little bit of the color profile on the screen. So let me unscrew this. I'm using a newer CP filter on it, so you can see it looks a little bit different, but when I remove it, it actually changes a lot. And this is somewhat a magic that the CP filters are doing, but basically that's not for today's episode. Probably we are just concentrating about the overall lens and how the picture quality looks like. Now the the Kelvin settings of this light is like 5600, so I'm just sitting right below it, and that might become a little bit of harsh for this video because right now I'm seeing that the ISO of the Lumix S5 is actually around 2500, which is pretty much high in my opinion. You can always toggle this around and get it to lower version, but this is, since an automatic test, I'm not going to do any of those tweakings here. And I can see that it is working well. It's a little bit oversharped or overexposed image because of that ISO setting and this light. And let me place this back and we'll continue talking. Oh my gosh, that's really quite a bit of difference, right? You see that background is completely dark now, but that's the overall benefit. So let me place this. Cool. So that was how the picture actually looks without the CP filter on it, and with the CP filter, as you're able to see. And yeah, this lens is like pretty much lightweight. It just weighs about 350 grams, which is quite low for a lens which is such a focal length and a macro ability as well. I haven't actually taken this outside yet. This is just like an indoor test that I'm doing because I was looking for something for such a focal length, and I got across this particular lens, and I felt like I need a default L mount camera system lens that will be able to do this, and here we are. So that was a quick video about this particular lens, guys. I hope you have liked it. I have constrained this video pretty much short, only concentrating about the focal length coverages, the autofocusing capability, and the picture profile, and some of the ergonomics, which are pretty much straightforward. I need not talk about it further. I'll go ahead and end this video. I'll be doing some more kind of a test in the future days, like kind of a vlog, and walk around lens and see how it actually works, which I'm not practically comfortable with, but since this lens is more of for that purpose, we're gonna definitely do that and get you the feel like how exactly it works. So I'll go ahead and end this video, guys. I'll catch up with you again later. Take care. Bye bye.